The first gift I received from my father was an iron box. When I reached inside, my hand was cut by a mechanical bracelet and began to bleed. My father told me that the bracelet could not be removed, but that it would play an important role in the future. Before I could react, my father hurriedly turned and left. He never returned home again. Time flew by, and soon it was 2007. I had grown into a handsome young man, but the terrifying thing was that humanity was suffering a catastrophe. The urban forest had disappeared, and people could only survive by relying on a special type of oxygen which had severe side effects. My wife was one of them. To treat my wife's illness, I worked overtime, but it still wasn't enough to cover the medical expenses. While I was thinking of a solution, a synthetic oxygen manufacturing company approached me. They possessed advanced oxygen synthesis equipment. I went to the company with a friend. The female boss was very happy to see me. She told me that I could save the world. I was stunned upon hearing this and turned to leave, but the female boss stopped me. Then, the female boss took me to a machine. She said this machine could travel through time and space. They had received a message from 400 years in the future. The sender had specifically requested me to go there, saying that I could save all of humanity. The female boss then said if I went, she could provide my wife with the best oxygen. For the sake of my wife's safety, I decided to give it a try. Soon, the tech company prepared a spacesuit for me and a multifunctional intelligent assistant. Soon, I put on the spacesuit and was sent into the time machine. As the time machine's countdown reached 0, I embarked on a journey to save all of humanity. I then rushed to a crack and fell to Earth 400 years in the future. When I opened my eyes again, my clothes were on fire. I hurriedly took off the spacesuit. Worse still, the next second, I was blown away by a violent explosion. When everything around me finally quieted down, I found myself in a forest. When I checked the Smart Assistant, I discovered there was no sign of life around me. Following the Smart Assistant's guidance, I arrived at an abandoned experimental base. There, I found a skeleton. Seeing a bullet hole on its forehead, I realized it had been shot to death. When I knelt down to examine it closely, I was suddenly terrified by what I saw. The name on the deceased's clothing was exactly the same as my own. Even on the Smart Assistant I picked up from the ground, the same name was written.